اليوم كونسيبت مختلف، ما غنديروش داكشي ديال ساينس برو. كنت كنسركل ونلقى في هاد الفيديو هذا ديال مسيو مايك. دابا هو مايك كيدير رياكسيون للمايك. هاد خونا مايك اوهينز ما عرفتش شنو سميتو، هو اللي مشهور داك الترند ديال بيبي دونت هيرت مي.
What is love?
عارف صوتي زوين. غنديرو ليه دابا رياكسيون ديال الرياكسيون اللي كيديرها على خونا الاخر. دابا حنا كنديرو رياكسيون على واحد الرياكسيون. الا فهمتوا واش بغيت نقصد. ما عليناش، خليكم معنا في
Mr. Michael Hearn claims to be drug-free. We'll see if I have anything later to say about that.
دابا هذاك يقول لك ناتشورال. مسيو مايك اوهينز ولا اوترينز، تبارك الله. يا من ناحية زعما كان كيدوبي بان فيه الدوباج مبديكي، ولكن تبارك الله بزاف.
But I think he's like 1,000 years old and looks the same as when he did in the 80s, which to me makes no damn sense. So I want to know, what is this elixir of life he's drinking or injecting? What is this fountain of youth he's bathing in?
تشبيره هاد خونا مات الله يرحمه. متأكدينش باش انا لما شفت وقيلا ايموراج، ولكن راه كان كيشتت الارمز. وركاب ديال الارمز ديالو راه كيشتت الارمز، راه بواحد الشكل غير طبيعي جدا. شوف التصويره، شوف التصويره قداش God damn.
Is it his exercise choice and technique? Let's find out.
At this stage of my life and career,
The vampire stage? Motherfucker like 90 years old. I'm out of here.
I've been doing movies, and so
Tor. Scott, have you seen Michael Hearn in any movies?
Sure haven't.
Maybe he was an extra or a backup guy or some jack dude in the back. You never can tell.
the focus is to still give them that physique that won the universe, but then on top of that, give them that physique that still is healthy.
Healthy. Mike, you're a shade of red. Like me. Nobody healthy out here.
الاحمر. شوف دابا كاين جينيتيك وكاين ناتورال وكاين كيدوبي وما كاينش. شو الارمز ديالو قداش، شو التريسيبس قداش، شو العرق ما كاينش.
And is appealing to the masses. Everything I do is so I can do this in 10 years.
Yo, I really want to hear the shit because, yeah, he's been around for a while and he doesn't really age conventionally or at all. So let's see if it has to do with his exercises. I love the fucking gladiator music for this shit. Motherfucker, you doing behind the neck pull downs of 70 pounds. Ain't no gladiators around. Shit. Behind the neck pull downs are totally fine as long as you're not experiencing really debilitating sharp pain in your shoulders or something like that. You're good to go. And it looks kind of scary, but if you work up to it over
كيهضر على سميتو كتسمى النيك بول داون. النيك بول داون هي البلان اللي كان كيدير دابا خونا، كيجر عند النيك ديالو. كل ما كنتي خدام ما كتحسش بشي حريق في كتافك ولا فشي بلاصه اخرى راك سيف، ما عندكش مناش الا كنتي كتخدم وحسيتي بشي طق ولا شي بين مشي تلج ولا شي حريق عنقك ولا في كتفك، هذاك التمرين ماشي ليك. الله التمارين يمكن لك تعوضها بهم. anyways كملوا.
time gradually, it can be a totally effective exercise. But it's a different thing than asking if it's a really good stimulus to fatigue ratio. For you, it may or may not be. But if Michael Hearn says it's good, well, at least it was probably good in the 80s too, back when he was the same age. All right. The behind that pull downs were good. I think he did that kind of just to warm up and loosen the joints, which is totally cool. And now he's in what I assume is his first exercise. And that's what I call the double dildo rope. And this is just kind of another way of doing pull downs. I can
خونا مشكل جات مشكل
that you're probably not doing a lot of weight with regard to your ability if two things are in evidence for someone as experienced as strong as Michael Hearn. One, he is not in a bench that can push back against the load. He's not buckled in. So if I tried to do this with loads that are meaningful to me, I would just pull myself up halfway and pull the bar halfway, and I'll be like, oh, kind of stuck in the middle here. So I don't think he's using a lot of force here. This is better be really high reps. That's the first thing that comes to mind. The second thing is, unless he has a very prodigious grip, that kind of grip right there is going to be your limiting factor 9 times out of 10 and not your muscle's ability to pull. So because he's not using versagrips, for example, or straps, worst case, I don't know if he's working very hard. Let's find out if we get any kind of reps closer.
ودابا البلان اللي كيشرح هو كيفاش تشوف باللي واش هاد الموفمون ولا هاد الفارياسيون اللي كنخدم بها واش فارياسيون مزيانه وفريمون غتعاونك باش ديفلوبي داك التارجت ماسل اللي باغي تخدم داك الميسكل المعين انت اللي باغي تخدمو في داك الموفمون. اول حاجه كتشوف الستانس ديالك واش عندك واحد الوقفه اللي كتحكم فيها داك البوا ولا داك الكابل ولا ديك الالتير ما كتبقاش تلعب ما كتزلقش ما حتى حاجه. ثاني حاجه عندك الجريب الشده، الا كنتي شاد مزيان داكشي اللي خدام به هذه حتى هي انديكاتور مزيان بلي راك خدام خدمه بطريق صحيح.
Ascertain if maybe he's pushing himself. I don't know. Maybe it was a warm-up. That's what I tell myself. It was a warm-up.
So
انا ما عرفش
one of those fun little exercises that I got from Francis Benefato.
Francis Benefato is a god, kind of the classic physique man. Look at his posing. Oh, beautiful. Now, if you're
هو كاين شي وحدين قدام بادي بيلدرز قدام عندهم واحد الفيزيك خصنا كلاسيك فيزيك عندهم واحد الفيزيك واش راك نقول قديم الستينات الثمانينات السبعينات وكاع قبل واقيلا كاع عندهم واحد الفيزيك اكسترا اوردينير.
asking pro Jared Feather, you say like, yeah, whatever, like that's not impressive. I can do that. And that's like Jared says things like that all the time. I don't know if he's right. Maybe.
Smith machines today.
Smith machines. I assume those are squats or presses. I have no idea. Let's find out.
We did do a warm up on the incline prior to this, but we're not counting that.
Holy shit! Listen, hey, legit is legit.
تتفرج كيضرب بلا كليني بشحال تما 4 بلاص ولا جهه جاتي شحال بزاف
4 or 5 warm up, which is pretty hard to me, is very impressive. I don't know if we would call it a warm up, but nonetheless, nobody out there just doing 4 plates on incline. That's fucking dope. So, mad respect for this kind of just natural strength is just rare. You know, drug free, truly drug free, lifetime drug.
هادي كتسمى natural strength كيف قال السي مايك مسيو مايك صاحبي.
That very few people have. Mr. Mike O'Hearn is one of them.
Now on the Smith machine, 2 things. Come here. We got these pins all set up at a location to where I cannot touch my chest.
Okay, yeah, this is just flat out a bad idea. Unless you have debilitating joint pain or are unable to touch your chest for that reason, not touching your chest at the bottom takes away that last few inches, when you know are critically important, of super tension under stretch. And when you stretch your pecs or any other muscle out under an incredible amount of load, which you have in your hands when you're Smith pressing, that actually conveys a hugely disproportionate amount of muscle growth versus like if you did the range from here to here.
البلان اللي كيشرح فيه هو حيت دابا المسيو اللي كنديرو عليه حنا رياكسيون دابا مايك هينس اللي كيخدم هي ماشي غلطه ولكن كيف كيشرح دابا خونا رينج اوف موشن داك السويتش الاخراني ملي كتكون خدام مثلا في سميث ماشين ولا في لابار فيكس ولا بيتش بريس ولا ريزالتير ولا اي موفمون ديال التشيست كيكون واحد ستريتش في الاخر كيف كنشرح في واحد الفيديو ديال خدمه السلام واحد ستريتش كيكون في الاخر هذيك البارتيه الاخرانيه هي اللي كتدخل فيها ستريتش او ماكسيموم باش كتقيس او ماكسيموم بوسيبل ديال لي فيبر كتقيس كامل كلشي هذاك ستريتش الاخراني اللي كيبقى ولي دابا اللي كيبقى عليه واللي مهم بزاف مهم الا شرحتها مزيان ماشي مزيان واحد الفكره وصلات اللي كيقرا لونغلي راه كيشوف.
Or in the middle. That bottom big deep stretch is the most important. So delimiting that outside of injury concerns, or you have shoulders that are fucked up, can't go any lower, is just a really bad idea. It's the opposite of a good idea. But let's find out maybe there's some rationalization here.
Almost like a floor bench.
which the 4 Plus sucks. It's a fucking shitty exercise for hypertrophy. It's totally good for assistance in powerlifting moves, but I don't know if that's what he's doing.
I'm always safe, but today I got to be overly safe because I'm water depleted. So that's even tougher when you're training at this stage. Most people, which I agree with, don't train heavy that last week before the show.
Yes, Mike O'Hearn, most people are correct. Not a good idea to train water depleted heavy because your muscles are drier and they're literally more brittle and can tear more easily. So
فكرة مهمة بزاف. أغلبية اللي كيكونوا كيبريباريو شي شو ولا شي كومبيتيسيون كيقطع الماء واحد المدة قبل الشو ديالو ولا هادي. دونك باش تريني في ديك المدة بوا تقيل وانتونسيتي طالع بزاف ولا اللود طالع ما بلانش، حيتاش راه عارفين حنا الميسكل تقريبا مشكل كامل من الماء وانت حيد الماء، دونك كيكون فراجيل كتر، معرض للإصابة كتر.
lighten up and hit some high reps in that last week. But let's see what he has to say about why he still goes heavy.
I'm on stage tomorrow.
Typically, when you go on stage tomorrow, you do not train hard for the last several days before that. What's he on stage for anyway? Scott, does he compete in bodybuilding or some shit like that? Wasn't aware of this. In a natural federation, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Training for muscle growth is never going to be the same.
So you set up good, there you go. Down, slow, take it down.
Yeah, so like front squats toe box are preposterous. That doesn't convert to Olympic weightlifting, which is one of the number one reasons you would use the front squat. So weightlifters don't do this. Also, the front squat allows you to stay very upright all the way down to the bottom and flare your knees out, which is the perfect invitation to actually go low. And again, when you go low and get a huge stretch on your glutes and on your quads, that's actually where you grow the most muscle. So by setting up the bench at the bottom, you're actually literally taking away the part of the range of motion that's the most hypertrophic, that conveys the most gains. But the good news is your dumb ass gets to sit on a fucking box like a pussy. Not have to go all the way down and
دابا البلان ديال الفرونت سكوات واعرين بزاف. انا جربتهم باللابار وجربتهم بالالتير، كنخدمو بالالتير بزاف. الفرونت سكوات واعرين بزاف حيتاش كتخلي ظهرك تقريبا بحال هكا واقف وكتاخد واحد ستريتش ولكن بلا كرسي، هما كيخدموا بكرسي. تاخد واحد ستريتش خطير في الاخر ملي كتهبط حتى الاخر وكتطلع. الا بغيتي كاع يعاونك باش ظهرك يبقى مستقيم، زيد شي بار، زيد شي حاجه تحط عليها قدامك باش تهبط ستريت وتطلع ستريت. خطير بزاف الليغز كيستريتشي الهامسترينغز، الكالفز هما كيتقاسو، ولكن بعدا الكوادز ديالك غيتشتتو.
take even more weight off the fucking bar. That's nice. You get to feel nice, which is important.
So the elbow is not really moving.
اورايتي مايتي. المهم الا عجبكم البلان ديال الكونسيبت بقاو نديروه. فيديو طويل بزاف، نبقاو هنا 40 عام. يلا كل واحد يمشي يدير داكشي اللي بغا يدير. الا عجبكم الكونسيبت ديروا جيم، لايك، كومونتير، بارطاجيو، فولوني في انستغرام، ديروا كاع داكشي كامل باش نحطو هادشي. يب